Are you a Hanafi? Are you a Maliki? Are you a Shafi'i? Are you a Hanbali? What madhab are you? You're not following a madhab. What country are you from? You're from this country, you should be following that madhab. Wallahi brothers, if I was not a Hanafi or a Shafi'i, I would be a Hanbali or a Maliki. Brothers and sisters, do these statements ring a bell? These statements and statements similar to these are being spread and often repeated in the gatherings and the lessons of certain du'at and callers in the West. And I can tell you with first-hand experience, after attending the lessons and sitting in the gatherings, whether open or private, of many of the scholars of our time, I have never ever heard a single scholar ask anyone in their gathering such questions. Whether these are gatherings which are open for everyone, public, or these are gatherings which are private. Never ever heard any of the ulama of our time say such statements in their gatherings or during their lessons. Alhamdulillah, for the last 20 years, I have studied with and sat with and benefited first-hand from many of the scholars. Sheikh Salih Al-Fawzan, Sheikh Salih Al-Luhidan, Sheikh Abdullah Ghodiyan, Sheikh Salih Al-Sheikh, Sheikh Rabi ibn Hadi, Sheikh Ubaid Al-Jabri, Sheikh Zayd Al-Madkhali, Sheikh Ahmad Najmi, Sheikh Abdul Mohsen Al-Abbad, Sheikh Abdul Razak Al-Abbad, Sheikh Sulaiman Ruhaili, Sheikh Salih Al-Suhaimi, Sheikh Muhammad bin Hadi, Sheikh Wasiullah Abbas, Sheikh Muhammad Bazmul, Sheikh Muhammad Ramzan Al-Hajari, and likewise the scholars of Ha'il, and the scholars of Yemen, the scholars of Algeria and Egypt and Kuwait, and some of the scholars of India and Pakistan. And I have listened to and read many of the books and audio of Sheikh bin Baz, Al-Albani, Muqbil bin Hadi, Sheikh Uthaymeen, Abdurrahman bin Nasir Sa'di. Wallahi, not once have I ever heard them say such statements or ask people in their gatherings what madhab they are and what madhab they are not, and why they are not and what they should be. Statements such as these, they promote fanaticism, ta'assub to madhahib. And it is certainly not the way of the Salaf, the first three generations. Neither is it the way of Al-Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawood, Ibn Majah, Tirmidhi and Nasa'i. Nor is it the way of any of the four Imams themselves or their students. Nor is it the way of any of the great scholars and Imams of the past. Nor is it the way of Ibn Taymiyyah or Ibn Al-Qayyim, Ibn Hajar, Ibn Kathir, Al-Dhahabi. Nor is it the way of Muhammad Abdul Wahhab and his students. Nobody. Read their books, read their works, you will never find such statements. And look at the contemporary scholars. None of them make such statements. If you haven't had the opportunity to study with them in person, then at least you surely have been reading their books and listening to their audios and watching their videos. Have you ever come across such statements? So a person who keeps making such statements and promoting madhab fanaticism, they are opposing the way of the Salaf and the way of the ulama. I'm not sure why they're doing this. Either they could be ignorant of the madhab of the Salaf, the way of the Salaf, or they haven't studied enough with the ulama themselves. Or is it a trend and a tactic to attract followers and viewers? Allahu A'lam. Allahu A'lam, I'm not sure. But one thing, brothers and sisters, you need to know, this is not from the way of the Salaf of this Ummah. This is not from the way of the four Imams, nor their students. This is not the way of any of the scholars who are alive today. Certainly not. So beware and be cautious, brothers and sisters. Barakallahu fil jamee'.